kind of turned into an annual thing. It's a great opportunity for you guys to sit down with our staff and our players, so I hope you enjoy it. And a little bit more informal atmosphere. Any questions?
Just from seeing a little bit yesterday and then practice today, it just seems like when you go down the roster too that guys are significantly bigger.
Yeah, we're bigger
this time last year. I know the numbers on paper are skewed. What are you seeing in actuality as far as just how this team just looks a lot bigger?
Yeah, no, we are. We're bigger and stronger, most particularly on defense. And we're deeper. We have 80 scholarships now, so where that's showing up the most is on special teams. But with respect to your first question, we are much bigger and much stronger than we have been, and a lot of really good competition on the defensive line. Like Kendrick and RJ McIntosh are really looking like they're going to be able to compete, which is going to make us deeper right away, more deep than we thought going in.
Coach, when you've been asked about what's different about this offseason and this team, you mentioned the togetherness, and I think the quote was, "We have one heartbeat right now." What do you think was the reason that wasn't the case in previous years?
Yeah, again, I don't go backwards. We're 8 months into 2015 now, and I think I'd rather honor what these guys are doing than contrast. Anybody can contrast in hindsight, but when you do that, you're taking away from obviously the investment and commitment that a lot of people made to last year's squad. It didn't work out. We made some changes. The staff made some changes. The players made the ultimate changes. The leadership, the accountability. They're setting high standards right now, and the unity is really high. Again, it doesn't happen if they don't want to do it, and they're doing it at a high level right now.
Coach, you said the other day this is the first time you're coming into a season without any distractions. So is this camp what it would look like if you hadn't had those distractions in the past?
I'm excited. That's it. Again, you guys want to keep talking about the past. There's only 4 months left in this freaking year. I want to enjoy this year. These guys have worked hard since January 12th and given up a lot. And it's a knock on wood thing. I say it all the time. I always temper that by saying, there's a lot of challenges right now socially. There's a lot of challenges in the community, and we're not immune to it. But when you do get great leadership and guys are setting a high standard, and again, we have a saying, the standard you walk past is the standard you set. And right now, they're setting high standards and holding each other accountable. So hopefully we can just continue to keep the team mentality and focus on the goal and block the rest of it out. They've done a good job doing that.
The tempo today seemed, pretty business-like, but a little bit slower or subdued. Is that on purpose? Just
the first 2 days.
Yeah. So that's on purpose.
Yeah, the first 2 days are always like that. Again, I've been places where it's no pads and they're smashing into each other, and it defeats the purpose of no pads. We don't believe that. So we slow it down. We teach. Okay, and then as you guys probably noticed, the only run in there today was a draw. So we don't even try to ask players. We don't want to put players in conflict. So it's all pocket passes basically. Tomorrow when we put the tops on, we go to the run and play action game, and perimeter game, and then we'll kind of put it all together by practice 5 or 6.
Can you talk a little bit just about the camp schedule, kind of what you guys are focused on early year camp, and then as you get closer to the first game?
Yeah, Manny, I'm really proud of our guys for the commitment that they made, because when you come in and you have all of your offense and all of your defense, at your disposal on day one. The kids made a commitment, so they're allowing us to focus not on behaviors. It's really the academy of our foundation, right? If you're smart, you're tough, you're disciplined, you're great condition. Okay, you eliminate a lot of things that cause teams to lose. And what they are doing right now is they're allowing us to focus on finite details, on really drilling down, on refining things. Again, pocket pass and draw, 3-step, 2-minute, lay downs, yesterday and today. The next 2 days are our run game and play action installation. And on practice 5, we kind of put it all together, and then we'll repeat it after scrimmage 1. So again, it's too much of a big picture to give you, but does that give you an idea?
Yeah, just the first year. Are you kind of focusing on the freshman year early, which guys want to be able to actually help you?
Yeah, I think they expose themselves pretty quickly, and I think what they do is, there's constant communication, and once they identify themselves, present themselves as that, now we got to get them taught on special teams, and that's the biggest thing. The weight of the special teams, that burden was only shared by very few last year, especially as the injuries mounted during the season. And right now, we just have more guys, more bodies, more experience.
Obviously, there are many differences. What do you see in Brad, particularly compared to last year? Just hit a couple of them, because I know there are many.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's hard to communicate it to you. I'm positive by nature, right? So it's hard to say, at this time last year, there was a lot of questions. He was trying to get in shape. He was trying to learn the offense. And if I asked you, who would you want the best leader on your team to be, you would say what position? Quarterback. So you couldn't ask him to do that a year ago. So he's gone from being a great teammate a year ago to leading in the sprint and now really having a command presence. So he's made that journey, and he's more than a leader right now. He's a commander. There's a big difference. Command in the locker room, command in front of the team, command at the line of scrimmage. Okay, so that's one. Two, physically, I don't think you can. I don't think you can compare where he is physically now after going through the whole program. The weight program. He's lean. He's really quick right now. And then certainly conceptually, he's on a different level right now. Those are the three areas I'd say.
Brad's got a lot of attention going into the season, and it's got to be great for the program, for him. He's also 19, though.
Yeah.
As a coach, do you have to manage that at all?
No, it ain't. No, he's a team guy. The players know he's a team guy. Nobody works harder than he does. Nobody works harder than he does. He's humble. He's hungry, and his teammates know he'll do anything for them. So again, I think he looks at it more like he couldn't do any of those things without Stan or Herndon or Stacy or Joe or Gus or any of those guys. So it's a good thing.
Al, are the lights for now, are they kind of a just in case opportunity for you guys?
The lights? No, we use the lights. Yeah, we use the lights 5 times, Tim. I think the biggest thing is it's such a stress relief. Okay, so it's not just the physical, the weighting, the physical toll it takes on you. You warm up, you come in, come out, you come in, but also the psychological toll on it. And now we get a forecast that's not consistent with what we need, or that we can't be on the field with. You just can send them in and come back at 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, and that's a big difference because I think we all know South Florida weather and the pattern. That's pretty consistent. So if we do get one of those strikes, you just send them in and just reverse the order. Do your meetings, feed them, and then bring them back. And then there's you're not waiting around for 4 hours. You're not going in and out because every time you make a change, I got 240 people that got to make a change.
Coach, so far this year, what has Stacy Coley been able to do to not repeat last year's slump?
Again, you guys say slump, but the next question is how you're going to replace Clyde and Phillip, right? So those guys had a really good year, right? So this kid's worked really hard and he's ready for his challenge. I mean, since January, he's gotten so much stronger. He's in great condition. He doesn't miss anything right now. He's sharp. Really, I'm really proud of his maturity and his growth. And he'll get everything that he's got coming to him. He's going to have a great year, and he deserves it. He's really worked his tail off.
Al, you mentioned the freshman a little bit earlier, but specifically Mark Walton. What have you kind of seen from him the first couple of days and how he can help?
Yeah, just a really serious guy. A football guy. It means something to him. He's got great ankle flexibility, which means he can run with his shoulders over his toes almost the whole time. You probably noticed just watching him. So he's got great leverage, great balance. He's got a physical presence, and he loves the game. So he's not one-dimensional. He can do a lot of different things. So again, he's one of the guys. We're very pleased with this group. Whether it's he or I mentioned RJ and Kendrick before, and Redwine, Quan. We're very pleased. St. Louis, very pleased with this group, and he's certainly going to get opportunities here in the next 2 weeks.
Couple more questions.
Yeah, the brand new scholarship quarterback, Evan Sherricks.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's not going to play for a long time, I'm assuming, but
Yeah.
what did you see in him, and what do you want him to, learn, and how do you want him to
Yeah, so
proceed?
we don't live in that world, you know. We got to prepare him to play. We don't have that luxury. He's got to get ready to go. Incredibly bright, a much stronger arm. Just listen to the kids, you know, when you're in and out in the summer and they start telling you about this guy, his arm pops. And we're excited about him. You know, we really are. You know, we got to keep getting him in shape and getting him in good condition. But just slow down. You know, just talking to him today about, you know, just slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Just, you know, just nice and easy. Don't just trust your feet and let it go instead of just trying to hurry things.
Coach, obviously last year finishing 6-7, your overall record here as a coach, fans haven't necessarily been happy with the direction of the program. Do you feel any pressure this year that this is a make or break season for you personally?
Yeah, we've got a great staff and a team that's really, you know, circled the wagons and really buying into each other, doing all the little things. It's been the best for me. It's been the best 8-month stretch, or you know, whatever you want to say. You know, kind of preface to the season that we've had. The kids have been great. Just buying in, doing the little things, taking care of school. Very little distractions. You know, I think as a coach, when you have adversity like that, or as a staff, or as players, you know, your circle gets tighter, all the clutter gets removed. So it's been very, very refreshing for me. You find out who's in your camp, you find out who's got your back, you find out who still comes around, who wants to help you, you know, find solutions. And from that standpoint, it's been awesome. Like I'm energized by it.
Now, what's your impression of what needs to be accomplished this season to secure your job?
I'm not worried about it. I'm just worried about getting better. The rest of it's all, none of it's gonna matter if we don't take care of what we gotta take care of.
Do you have a number of wins you think that you can
Yeah,
get this season?
that's your job. You guys can worry about it. I'm not worried about it. My job is to get the team ready, and I'm gonna have them ready. Tim?
Did you ever think that you were going to not get Rich on back after all the way through?
Scott
Jenkins, I'm sorry.
Jenkins, I was worried there for a while. I was worried. Young man made a commitment. You know, we missed him a lot. He was a starter at the end of the previous year, and he hasn't played in 18 months, so that was difficult. And it was a long road for him. I'm sure there were moments where he doubted whether he was going to be back. He made a lot of changes. He matured a lot. I think he doesn't take it for granted anymore, and I think it's empowered him. I think he's going to make a big difference for us.
Al, how do you pick and choose on a daily basis when you get out to the practice field of where you're going to spend your time?
Yeah, it just changes. It just depends. You know, we have 3 young corners right now that we're trying to see who's going to elevate and who can get in the mix. So a lot of that is trying to take some of the pressure off those guys on defense and work more with those guys right now. And then, to be honest with you, usually the way it works is where I spend most of the time on the field. I go to the other film room when this is, you know, like when we're done here. I'll go to the offense today and spend a lot of time with them. And then I feel like I got a good grasp on everything. If I have to go back and watch something else, I'll do that later on. But it really does depend. Right now it's a little bit more free flowing because it's camp. I'm sorry, man.
In terms of redshirt freshmen and sophomore guys that are coming back for year 2, who do you think is ready to make the biggest jump?
Can you supply me a list of names? Oh my God. Well, I mean, I think Demetrius, you know, physically he looks really good. So I'm excited about him. David Njoku, you know, you guys saw him a little bit in the spring. You know, hopefully Lamb can continue to come on because he's really gifted. Man, you guys, so many different guys. Gaillard played, Young played. I'm just so far removed from.
You guys did a little bit, but I just need kind of moving into bigger roles where you're expecting
I think some of those, you know, like Casey McDermott, and you know, you guys didn't really see him play very much. I'm excited about him. And, you know, it's a good group. So we'll see what transpires. It was nice to redshirt those guys. Obviously, not in that class, but Quan Muhammad, Jenkins, all those guys. You know, the ability to redshirt I just couldn't understand the question, I'm sorry.
The GPS system.
Oh, yeah, the GPS system has meant a lot to us. It's been awesome. It's really, it makes you think how you did it before. You know, you get an evaluation every day of where you're at, you know, who to pull back on and who to push, how to schedule. We have a function on it that you guys may or may not know that measures impact. So if you start getting some high impacts, it's really not, you know, it really helps you say, okay, maybe we'll change the way we practice tomorrow, or change the way a certain player practices tomorrow. It's meant a lot to us. I don't think there's any question about it. And we've incorporated, I think Sways, Brad Roll, all those guys have done a good job with it. It's really been beneficial, there's no question about it.